This is YouTube just a WM. Maybe we're getting started. Let's begin. So this is YouTube just a WM's all tomorrow. It's the temptors. Here are some very weird species. So and then also so it starts out as always with the star people on a future world. I think the era I forgot to show. I think the star people it's golden age. When they first star people's golden age lasts about 100,000 or 500,000 years. Let's say 500,000. And then once here's started in the 34th century. And then also and so the star people started out year for. So now this is the year 503,300, and then that's when star people first encountered the Q. And they rule over them for 40 million years until the year 40,500,000 and 40,503,300 and then they disappear. Not before changing the star people into many species, including today's topic. Temptors they made, which are these, they made as decorations on to decorate a world. They made the female they made mount force, which are the female. So this is the female, a 2 meter, 6 or 7 foot, around there. I'm not 100% sure. 2 meter, 6 or 7 foot tall, beat cone of flesh. Is basically a human house. Looks like a human house plant. And those were the females. The males now have to kill left. Anyway, the males are these little tiny monkey like bird-like-ish creatures. Beak. They both have a beak. And the female's legs and arms are belly, and it's underground. The males bring food. Males bring food. The males bring food to the females. Sorry about that. Males bring food to females and protect them. In exchange for you're allowed to go in this tube, which you see on the right of the female, which this is what I've. Keep in mind that all the images except for the temptors, the Q and the star people, which were from the actual book, are just made up. All the scenes I made up all the scenes here. The rest of the characters you're going to see. Tube looks I believe something like this on the inside. It goes down though. It's like a subway commuter, and that's where. And the male would go in to mate inside the female's body, and the females are males are born most often. Occasionally baby females will be born. The males would carry them off somewhere else so they could root themselves. It was weird, but it somehow worked. And then I imagine their dogs are the same thing. They have male, female dogs, which the males take care of both of them, which provide food for and protect them. And as pets, these are males, and they would have them to sometimes some would sometimes the tempters would females would have them along with the male. They couldn't have. I don't think they could have. Well, they wouldn't they couldn't have a female one by itself. The males kind of both. I mean, the tempters would have to. The males would have to take care of both of them. So maybe sometimes the tempter dogs are taken care of by the. They'll take care. They sometimes act service. Dogs are substitutes for the. I'm making this part up. It's not part of the actual substitutes or service or therapy dogs for the females, or for the males they act service those males. Substitutes. I mean, for not to breed. I mean, just to bring food and other supplies. The male also guard from predators. And then also, and sometimes they would breed in the same way as the tempters. The tempter dogs would breed in the same way. The males, the male tempters are about. No, the male tempter dogs is about this size of anywhere from the size of a French bulldog, almost interior to the size of a eagle, while the females are anywhere from the size of a of a border collie to a German Shepherd, possibly to the size of a no, I think anywhere from to Rottweiler, not a very large one though. It would be at most the size of us. I forget. They would be at most the size of. They would be anywhere from the size of a border collie to a Rottweiler, or there would be minimum border collies. The females tempter dogs would be the size of a minimum border collie to the size of a Rottweiler. I mean, and I don't know how tall it would be. However long those dogs are tall, and the males would be at minimum the size of a French bulldog or Boston Terrier French bulldog to the size of a Basset Hound. At most. Anyway, also in the forest, there's mounds, I think, rabbits that were modified by the Q, but only, I think they were to live in colonies. I just made that up. There's also these we'll call them the temper pods. Tempter. We'll call them the tempter pusses. Which are the temptonorses. Temptonorse, which is a Q modified the horses as pets and skate. To be wild animals. Some as pets, some as wild animals. These are wild animals. They're about the same size as their horse. So they're about the size of a medium horse. About the size of a horse. their ancestors, and then the temp well the temper ors we'll call, temper ors temper ors is preyed upon by the temptorpus, which is this carnivorous modified bear-like creature that was introduced to genetically modified animal to be released in the wild when it was modified by Q. Its ancestors were an introduced genetically modified animal that the Star People introduced to create artificial ecology after they erased the alien ecology. And then they sorry, just ignore that noise. And then they they hunt them. Meanwhile, while the temptors might seem like they had a huge potential to one day re-evolve sentience and start civils advance and build a civilization getting more and more advanced. That would sadly not happen because when they probably like like 200, estimate around 1 to 1.5 million years after the Q leave. So by the year 42 million CE, a comet hits the Temptors' home world and causing their extinction, wiping them, obliterating them along with their domestic animals. All the animals you saw that were except for maybe rabbits was starved in the aftermath. It was the colonial rabbits. The social rabbits. Social colony rabbits. And comet would hit this world, so temptors get wiped out before they could reach their full potential, unfortunately. And that's the end. Alright. So next time we'll talk about next time we'll talk about the hand flapper. Next episode we'll talk about the hand flappers. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always. Bye bye.